Today I am going to have a procedure called photodynamic therapy, PDT. It's to help treat all of the actinic keratoses. What it does is it helps treat and reduce the number of precancers, which it's a new thing for me. I've read a lot about it. I'm a little concerned because it says it can be quite painful. For me, I would rather go through this than have to have another basal cell with the Mohs surgery, and it's the recovery, and it's so painful for me to have them cut on my nose and the stitches and the whole thing. This is where I have a lot of them, here on my nose, and all around here is where they tend to cut and biopsy a lot, also up in here and here. I was watching Dr. Dre and listening to her talk about photodynamic therapy. These spots in and of themselves pretty rarely cause melanoma, but when you have several of them, she said they kind of use this blanket area treatment, field treatment as she put it, on the face, because when you have several, then that just means you're a person who has a lot of that going on underneath the skin, and so your likelihood is perhaps greater than someone else. She, I think, referenced, if you have 10 or more, then they kind of say, okay, well, you have a 10% chance of having a squamous cell or a basal cell or a melanoma. My understanding is he puts the medication on my face, I wait for an hour, and then there's a blue light, and then I will be in that procedure. I think it's for 16 minutes. What it does is the medication goes in and finds the cells that are precancerous, and then the blue light penetrates to the depth of that layer and kills them, and then they come forward and your skin goes through a peeling process and gets rid of that. And it's just a way of reducing all the cutting and freezing. Hopefully I'll be able to get through it. It won't be terrible. I just wanted to hop on and say I am very nervous. So I have the medication on the face, and then I sit here for an hour for it to kind of penetrate and I guess get to the cell level that it needs to get to coat the cells that are precancerous, so that when the light hits it, that they target those damaged cells, is what attracts the light to the cell to then kill it and bring it forward so that it can shed. So the first part was where he put acetone on my face to make sure it was clean and there were no oils on it, so that the medication could penetrate and get beyond the level of the skin to do its business. The acid, it didn't hurt, but it felt very itchy and tingly. He said that was really the acetone just kind of interacting with my skin, and it just created that sensation. So I'm sitting here in front of a fan to help with that, and then soon after the hour of letting the medicine do what it's supposed to do, he'll put the light on my face for, I think it's 16 minutes or 1,000 seconds. That's where I am now, just sitting in the holding process, and just wanted to touch base. I did talk with him quite a bit about the pain. He said, some people don't really feel it, some people do. And he said it can feel like kind of ants and stinging, which is what I'm feeling now, actually. But he assures me that's just the acetone. I am trying to build myself up mentally to think of this as it's just 16 minutes. I could do anything for 16 minutes. And that's kind of how I've treated like root canals or other surgical procedures. So I'm going in there with a strong mind, a mental fortitude to keep saying, I can do this, I can do this. I don't want to do the basal cell surgery. I don't want to have my face cut on anymore. That's going to be my plan, is to go in there with that strong mental kind of thought conditioners to get me through it. It's been 1 week since I've had my photodynamic therapy treatment, and I just thought I would touch base with you. I have no makeup on because I wanted to show you what has happened in the 7 days since I've had the treatment. Let me recap. First, he cleansed my face with acetone. And I think that was the worst part. It was just kind of tingly and itchy and burny, but not unbearable at all. And then he put the medication on it, and I sat for an hour. It was very simple. I went and sat in front of the machine. I scooted in and they positioned me into the machine, and then they turned it on and they checked on me every couple of minutes, and I was in there for 16 minutes. I did not feel a thing. I was scared to death. I really was. I had watched the videos and I had seen that it's incredibly uncomfortable. I did share my concern with the doctor, and he said he's never had anybody tap out. So that gave me confidence. And as you know, I thought, I'm a woman, I can do this. And so I had already built that up in my head. And the whole time I was in there waiting for it to start hurting, I was just saying a thought conditioner over and over in my head. I just said, I'm a strong woman. I can get through anything. And so I did that the entire time until about the last 2 minutes when I thought, this isn't gonna hurt. So then I just was thinking, what's going on? Is it working? Anyway, so that was the procedure. I wore a little hat out of there. They gave me this sunscreen, which it's gonna focus on that and not me, I think. So there you go. And it was like white paste almost on my face. It looked ridiculous. But it felt so good. Anyway, it was very moisturizing. I loved it. And then I came home, and oddly enough, I did not feel great all day. I just kind of felt warm and sickly. I don't know if it was the chemical of the medication that had, gone into the skin, which is the largest organ in your body. So I don't know if that was making me feel not well. But I rested most of the day. Took naps all day. My skin did not feel hot, but I felt warm. It almost felt like I had a low-grade fever. So that was day 1. On day 2, I woke up and I felt much better. I never really think I saw a sunburn. It never happened, and I'm not sure if it worked or not. Again, this is only week 1, and my follow-up appointment is at week 4. So this is what I did start noticing. I was expecting to see these black spots and things come to the surface, much like the pictures I had seen, but that didn't happen. I'm going to show you the spots on my face that I am seeing. So this was the major area that had some of the larger spots. And then this right here, you can see some of these spots coming forward, and on the side of the nose, there's a spot here and then here. And then nothing really here. And then maybe here again, and on the side of my nose. There was a little bit of something happening here, but nothing like black spots coming up. I'm curious to see, it's been a week, and I don't really see a lot of the peeling that they talk about. None of that. Just thought I would check in and let you know where I am today without makeup before I get ready for my day, so you could also see what's going on, and I will update you in a week. I am just finishing up my nighttime skin regimen, and I wanted to get with you and share with you the outcome of my PDT skin treatment, my blue light therapy. So when I went to the dermatologist at my 4-week post-procedure checkup, I really thought he was going to walk in and be like, what's going on? I mean, nothing's happening. And so when he walked in, I said, I don't think anything happened. And he said, oh, it looks great. Your skin looks really good. From a distance, he was just walking in the door. Whatever he saw was significantly better. I will put up a comparison of my face now and the day of the procedure. Now, I know there's a difference in lighting from the car to the doctor's office to here. It's just me in my home making videos. But the best thing was I wasn't doing this to get my skin to look better. I was doing this because I go in so much and they take pieces of my face out, and it's so painful, and I'm scared. I'm scared every time I get one to have this procedure done and know that it's pulling up all of those actinic keratoses so that he can find and identify if I have some danger zones. I didn't have any danger zones. Am I glad I did it? I really am. I asked him, how long does this result last? Meaning, how long am I safe to think that I don't have anything brewing under my, facial skin? He said, come back in 6 months. Let's see how you're doing. And This is something that, since it worked for me and it worked well, he would very much, continue doing that on a rotating basis. So I just continue to take care of it using my skincare and my lasers and sunscreen. And just like anything, as we're aging, I'm always a little bit unsure about things, whether it's a dental procedure or, some kind of female thing going on, or, when I had to have my breast implants removed. I mean, everything is so scary and new. So I do like to hop on here and share with you my experience, and I hope it's helpful. And if you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them. I'm really glad you're here, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.